I'm calling to all the international partners to observe this tragedy that is happening nowadays in Ukraine and this senseless war, which is not going to have any winners but losers.
This is Wladimir Klitschko and his brother Vitali, two Hall of Fame boxers that won championships in the heavyweight division.
I just want to tell you, we must stay united against this aggression, against Russian aggression. Don't let it happen, continue happening in Ukraine. Don't let it happening in Europe and eventually in the world.
Vitali, on the right, is the mayor of Kyiv, Ukraine's capital.
United we're strong. Support Ukraine. Thank you.
These two men showed us their brilliance in the ring, and now that fighting spirit continues in their native Ukraine. In the country, President Zelensky has vowed to stay and fight Russian President Vladimir Putin's invasion. He recently told EU leaders, and I quote, "This might be the last time you see me alive." That's via Axios. Ukrainian boxer Viktor Postol, who has a fight on Saturday in Vegas, spoke with Fight Hub's Marcos Villegas. He said it's extremely difficult, but is trying to focus on the match while his family is still in Ukraine. He said his family's underground in a bunker because of the bombings. He said he just can't understand the acts of war by Russia and plans to go back and protect his country and family. Vitali Klitschko, who has been the mayor of Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, since 2014, said he was ready to fight. Quote, "I don't have another choice. I have to do that. I'll be fighting." Vladimir, via Yahoo News, enlisted in the Ukraine Reserve Army. That was reported February 25th, meaning both brothers are planning to fight for their country as Russia has launched a full-scale invasion. Vladimir wrote on Twitter, "The world is watching how reckless and deadly imperialism is, not just for Ukraine, but the whole world. Let history be a lesson to not be repeated." Both Klitschko brothers were present during the opening of a territorial defense forces recruitment center in Kyiv. One district from here, my little girl is going to school. The school is currently closed because the ambassadors have sent the families home, Vladimir said, according to Reuters. "It is the love for my city, my home, my family, my neighbors, my daughter that has brought me here today, that I took this initiative and am now taking part in this territorial defense." Big brother Vitali indicates that a diplomatic solution to the conflict with Russia is preferred, but he's ready to fight. Now, the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, is using war rhetoric. He makes it clear that he wants to destroy the Ukrainian state and the sovereignty of its people, Vladimir wrote on LinkedIn on Thursday. "Words are followed by missiles and tanks. Destruction and death come upon us. We will defend ourselves with all our might and fight for freedom and democracy. The Ukrainian people are strong, and it will remain true to itself in this terrible ordeal. A people longing for sovereignty and peace, a people who consider the Russian people their brothers," he wrote in this LinkedIn post. "It knows that they basically do not want this war. The Ukrainian people have chosen democracy, but democracy is a fragile regime. Democracy cannot defend itself. It needs the will of the citizens, the commitment of everyone. Basically, there is no democracy without Democrats." In his piece for Yahoo Sports, Kevin Aioli wrote, "Vitali Klitschko never has run from a fight before and isn't about to now. This one, though, is one that may well kill him. Klitschko has made it clear he wants peace. The difference in him with most is that he's willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that peace. He was born in the former Soviet Union and believes Ukraine should be free and independent. He believes it would help the country economically and culturally to become part of the EU. We do not want to return to the USSR, he told Channel 4 News. We were in the USSR, and we see our future as part of a European family. Mr. Putin disagrees. They have an idea to rebuild the Soviet Union, but we do not want to return to the USSR. We see our future as a free democracy. As a former officer, I spent a lot of time in the army. As a former soldier, I am ready to defend my country, to defend the independence and territorial integrity of Ukraine. Will I fight in the war against Russia? Yes, of course. I will fight in the front lines. A leader on the front lines in a war zone is almost unthinkable in today's world, wrote Aioli, but that decision to risk everything to rally his fellow citizens and defend his country's sovereignty has had to make him a primary target of Putin and may mean he signed his own death warrant. So many of Putin's critics have died since he assumed office that a leading Russian scholar, Amy Knight, wrote a book that was published in 2017 called Orders to Kill: The Putin Regime and Political Murder. As of this morning, 137 deaths of Ukrainian soldiers have been reported. Many have said this is an undercount, but more are unfortunately to come.